So here we have two views given, the top view and the front view. Here we have an interpenetration question, which here this is a square hole, and we have the main piece as a pentagon. Top view, front view. Where we have numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4, these are our end points, also known as termination points. Now for you to get this, on the top view, it means you must project the line from 3, from 1, and from 2 and 4. Where we have A and B, these are our turning points. What do you mean by turning points? This top view is going towards that direction, and then on X it turns and changes the direction. So basically we're saying that the X that we have here is this line here. So it means A and B is on a turning point X. So now let us quickly get our top view complete, because the question is going to ask you to complete the top view. So since this is a hole, you project number 3 to the top view. Do the same thing with 4 and 2 to the top view. Do the same thing with 1, which comes right here. Now these lines, constructions must now be shown as hidden details, because this is a through hole cutting through a solid piece, so it must now be shown as hidden details. So I'm going to match this to show it as hidden details, and these are our end points, also known as termination points. Now that's complete top view. It means now I need to get the left view. Now for me to get the left view, it means I'm looking at the object from this direction. That's the direction which I'm looking at for me to get this left view. So now we're going to move on and find the left view. What I'll do then, I'll quickly draw the left view and find these turning points and termination points. So once we have constructed your left view light, so now it's time to get these numbers across. Let us start from the top. 2, take it across. Use your T-square to project these across. Remember 3 and 1 both lie on the same position, which is why if I take 3 only, that should be okay. So now that the points, rather the lines from the turning points are now projected to the left view, now we need to take, this is number 3. So let's go to number 3 to 45, and then we go up to number 3, and that's your point. Repeat the same thing that's still on number 3. That's a number 3 point. Take it to 45. Take it up to number 3. Number 3 is done. Then we take number 2 and 4. So this is 2 and 4 goes to 45. It goes up to 4 and 2. These are the 2 points that we have. Then you repeat the same thing at the bottom. Number 2 and 4, because 2, 4 both lie on the same line. Take it to 45 degree line. Then we go up, it goes to number 2. Now we need to take number 1. Number 1 to 45. From 45, it goes to number 1. This is number 1. Do the same thing on the other side. Take number 1 to 45, and number 1 goes up. It must go to number 1, which is right here at the center. So you have now done your constructions of finding the points with respect to the end points or termination points. So these numbers must now be labeled so that we are not confused. Now your numbers are now clear in terms of the position of the point. That's number 1, that's number 2, that's number 3, and that's number 4, so that we know where the points are. Those are our end points or termination points. Now we need to bring your turning points. Now mind you, turning points is on X, Y line. This is your X and that's your Y line. So when you bring these turning points A, it will be on X, it will be also on Y. So likewise with B, turning point, it must be on X and it must also be on Y, because this point here represents X and Y line. That's why when I put a label here, I'm indicating that the turning points are turning on X and Y. So now what we'll then need to do quickly is to label these points so that we don't miss the points. So now that we have our turning points labeled, respectively A and B, now we need to follow the pattern that we have here on the front, which we have labeled 1, 2, A, 3, B, 4, back to 1. So we need to look at this and put the labels or join the points following this pattern here. 1 goes to 2, from 2 we go to A, from A we go to 3, from 3 we go to B, from B we go to 4, from 4 we go back to 1. So that's a pattern that I'm following using the front view. So we'll also do the same thing on our right hand side. 1 will go to 2, from 2 goes to A, from A we go to 3, from 3 we go to B, from B we go to 4, from 4 we go back to 1. So this is how this is now joined. Now we've got to look at what is it that we see and what is it that we cannot see. So we must remember that this is the direction that we are looking at when we need to draw the left view. If the turning point is on A and B, it means 1, 2, A, 1, 4, B. That must be dark. A3B is on the other side, therefore that becomes hidden detail. So basically, as I move here, this point number 3, A will be on X and B will be on X. So it means from A to 3, that's hidden detail. From B to 3, that's hidden detail. Maybe let's just clarify that quickly. This A3, that and that must now be hidden detail, and A3 and B3, those two must be hidden detail. Now we need to look at what is it that is dark now. Is 1 to 2, that's dark, and 2, or rather 1 to 4 is dark, definitely. These two are definitely dark, those two. So as B4, so as 2A, so as 2A here and B4 on this side. Now, there is a trick here with regards to what's dark and what's hidden detail. So now I want to remove some of the lines so that we're clear as to which lines we're dealing with. So now there is a trick here. As much as we said this is hidden detail, 3A and 3B, but there's something that is happening here. We can see this from this position to that position. Therefore, this should be dark. From there to there should be dark. Therefore, that's why now you need to draw a dark line up to that position only. Knowing very well that it's supposed to be hidden detail, but somehow this pops up on this hole here and we can see it. And then likewise on the left hand side, and likewise with that point there. So those being dark, it means this is dark, that's dark, that's dark, and that is dark. So that's how we draw these lines here. We see that portion, but we don't see that. That's why that's hidden detail. Likewise here, we do see that, just because this was opening too much. Now what we need to draw now is hidden details from 4 to 4, 3 to 3, 1 to 1, and 2 to 2. Why that so? On the top view, we did the same thing, hidden detail across. Therefore, now we need to join this and make them hidden details.